Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is, let's see, it is Wednesday, May 8th, 8:30 in the morning. We're currently in North Austin, where I normally start these jaunts at Burnett and 183. It's a dreary day today, a chance of thunderstorms, and then tomorrow is going to be a bigger chance of thunderstorms here in Austin. Hope everybody's having a good day. Not a whole lot happening in the city this morning.
64612. Can you send me a message?
Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. I love weather. I love storms. I think they're beautiful. I love photographing the storms. You get out west of here, out where it's nice and flat, and you can see for miles, and you can see the whole structure of the thunderstorm. It's beautiful. They call them the motherships because they look like spaceships coming down. They're actually really beautiful. Supercell thunderstorm that's rotating has striations in the clouds, and they are just absolutely beautiful to see from a distance. Beautiful to see from a distance, and very dangerous to be under or near. So that's tomorrow. Hopefully things will stay all right, though, and we don't have to worry about any of that nastiness. Let's see. So I guess we should get rolling.
Control 97 responding to 8900.
Oh, man. Just not feeling it today, folks. Not feeling it today. Looking for my buddy DC Dave. He messaged me a while ago, so we may be doing some camp stuff today. I don't know. I did some stuff yesterday in the camps and ended up, man, I'll tell you what, yesterday was a very, very, very bad day. And I don't know if I should tell the story on here of what happened or not, but what in the world was that? I don't know if I should tell the story on here or not about the poop bucket incident. But, well, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. We had a bit of a problem yesterday. I was alone in a Barton Creek Greenbelt homeless camp, and it's a very steep area. Parts of it's damn near straight up and down. And I slid on a slope and fell into a poop bucket. For those of you that do not know what a poop bucket is, homeless folks out there, instead of just pooping on the ground or burying it, they poop in a bucket and then put a lid on it. They poop and pee in a bucket and then put a lid on it. Most of the time, they move on and the poop bucket stays behind. And I was standing next to the poop bucket and busted my ass and knocked the poop bucket over, and I got covered in poop. So it was very nasty, and I don't want to talk about it. But what was funny was there was a dog that belonged to one of the homeless people there. His name was God. He's a boxer, big old dog. Came up and started eating the poop. And then lo and behold, another homeless guy walked up and tried to sell me a kayak. You can't make this shit up, man. I dare you to try. That man walked up with an inflatable kayak and was like, "Here, man, I'll sell you a kayak for $30." While I'm literally sitting in a pile of poop with a dog named God eating it. Like something from a movie. a lot of cameras.
778, we're behind him.
Oh, man.
Receive, go ahead with 20.
153, I'm being advised medical only, at least not needed.
I did not buy the kayak. I was, I mean, it was a nice kayak. He was taking it out of the package. He's like, look, it's a nice kayak. It was brand new. Maybe I should have bought the kayak, because yesterday afternoon, I went and me and my little boy went out to the lake and running around chasing ducks and stuff, and there was a guy pumping up his kayak. And I was like, well, shit, maybe I should have bought the kayak. Then me and my little boy could have pumped up our kayak and went in the water. I just thought it was odd that a random homeless guy comes around with a kayak. I mean, how often does that happen? I'm sure it was stolen. He only wanted $30 for it. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness.
Engine says be out of service for mechanical.
So I've got a film that I'm making right now, over the, about the, tower sniper, the University of Texas tower sniper. And,
tow trucks for these vehicles or either special.
oh yeah, it was stolen. So I'm making a video right now. I've got I'm trying to keep it under an hour long, but it's over the University of Texas tower sniper, Charles Whitman. Thankfully, the case file from that event still exists, and it is kept here in Austin, and you can request to view it. So I'm planning on spending a week with the case files, hoping to get permission to photograph some of them. There are basically 16 banker boxes full of case files, and they have all of Whitman's handwritten notes that they had taken from his house, and that, you know, they have just massive amounts of stuff. If you want to view his handwritten notes, that you can view those with special permission, which I hope to be able to obtain, and I'm working to obtain now. I really want to see the note he wrote after he killed his mother and his wife, and that he left in his house, explaining why he did what he did, and you know, what was about to happen. Yeah, I am too. So here's the thing about digitizing those. So they will let you photograph them. But it's by special permission. You've got to have written permission from the, I guess, the archivist, whatever you want to call that person, the person that controls access to them. And from what I hear, and I'm hope to talk to them again today, from what I hear, they are pretty picky about who they let photograph these things. And, you know, and that kind of bums me out a little bit, because those are historical documents from the city of Austin, and people should be able to see those. There is absolutely a massive amount of them. There's 16 banker boxes full of documents and case files and photographs and you name it. So, but you're right. I'm surprised they haven't digitized them. They should digitize them. They should make it to where everybody can view them. So, also, I'm going to be going to photograph the shotgun that was used to kill Whitman. The Austin Police Department still has that shotgun and a lot of the stuff from that day, and it's in a sort of a museum kind of thing that the Austin Police Department has. and that was Houston McCoy. He was a police officer, and he is the one that shot Whitman in the face with a shotgun. So his daughter, Houston McCoy's daughter, is a Austin police officer now. So I would love to talk to her, but I'm not sure if she will go for that. But one thing I found doing this is sometimes all you got to do is ask. I mean, the worst thing they can say is no. And more often than not, well, they've just had a wreck. I think that woman's hurt. Oh, hang on, y'all. Oh man, she is. I don't. We gotta turn. I gotta turn her. We gotta help that lady. Shit. That lady is not in good shape, and I don't think anybody is trying to help her. For whatever reason, nobody's stopping to help that lady. Is there a... Okay. I think the cops are there now. Okay, cool.
25 Dorm, for 9120.
1316, I'll go ahead and get that.
1316 so far. 1325 will chase me.
Do they call for an ambulance?
We're good for it.
I can't tell if... Yeah, it was an accident, and she is...
19 to county. Still at 76 back to complex. Comfort. 1 Adam 31 is on traffic and Adam 30, 13,000 block FM 2769.
So apparently there's a lot of police activity down at, let's see, under Ben White near... Yeah, Burnett Road. They're holding that lady up over there, But something's happening down at the Central Market down on Ben White. Trying to figure out how quick we can get down there. Yeah, we're not gonna stay here. We're gonna go down to. I'm telling you, Deborah. I need to. So I have purchased a decontamination kit. So when biological coming into contact with biologics is not ideal, but I have a decon kit coming. So if that ever happens, so we're on our way. We're on our way down to Central Market in South Austin. Something's happening down there right now. Hey, can I ask y'all a question? Do you guys have like a favorite pair of jeans that are incredibly comfortable, and no matter what you do not want to throw them away? Or is that just me? Because I'm wearing a pair of jeans today. They're my absolute favorite jeans in the world. And I refuse to throw them away. And they're starting to wear so thin, holes are wearing in them. Somebody spray painting the word stench everywhere, huh? I'll have to look into that. Do you know of any areas of where that's being sprayed? I'm going down a street with some very thick trees, so if we lose connection, I do apologize. Butterfly 71, good morning. So, yeah, the poop buckets are not fun, and so like I said, I bought some decontamination kits yesterday. The decontamination kits are absolutely necessary. I did not plan on falling into the poop bucket, but it happened, and it happened. It happened, and it was not fun, and it was the most, probably, since I've been doing this, the most unpleasant experience that I've had yet. And the bad thing about it is I did not carry any extra clothes. I didn't have any extra clothes with me yesterday, so I drove home in nothing but a towel. So it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant driving home in a towel either, but I mean, it is what it is. We may lose connection here, folks. We're going under the bridges. If we do, I am immensely sorry. We are going to lose connection. Y'all hang on. It'll come right back. I promise. Okay, well, apparently somehow we have snuck out a connection. I use a piece of plywood and real toilet seat for my camping poo bucket. Those luggable loose seats aren't made very well. Okay, Butterfly, are you still with us? Are you back on with me? Yes, we had an incident with a poop bucket yesterday. It wasn't, so look, in the homeless camps, these homeless folks, some of them will dig a hole. Some of them will dig a hole and will use the bathroom in a hole and then bury it. Other people will, they want to do nothing but poop in a bucket. They take these 5-gallon buckets and they use the toilet, number one. So out at the Barton Creek Greenbelt homeless camp, it's very steep. It is a very steep area, and it's been raining for a few days, you know. And I slid and knocked over a poop bucket. So, yeah. And it went all over me. It was horrible. It was nasty. I will not tell you the details because it is that bad. But needless to say, the clothes I was wearing went to the garbage right there in the parking lot. And thankfully, one of the city workers that was there had a towel that I could use. So we did a impromptu water bottle bath in the parking lot. It was not pleasant at all. And it's those times, it's those times that makes me wonder it's those times that make me wonder if I've lost my mind, like what I'm doing. Now I'm wearing those today, XO 1414. I'm wearing those today, and they are falling to complete pieces. I've got a hole in my left knee. I got a hole in my right thigh. Would have been mad. I would have been upset if I would have ruined my good jeans, my favorite jeans, with a poop bucket. So what was funny is after that happened, and I was literally rolling down the side of a hill with turds. There's a dog in that homeless camp. His name is God. He's the biggest dog I've ever seen, but he goes by the name of God. And he came down and started eating the poop. And then a homeless guy came through up the hill carrying a kayak, trying to sell it to me for $30. I'm like, dude, can't you see I'm a little bit busy? I mean, how does a homeless guy come out of the woods with a kayak trying to sell you a kayak? He only wanted $30 for it. I should have bought it. But at the moment, I had other things on my mind, like getting out of the poop. My wife tried to get me to go to the ER and get tested for whatever last night, but it is what it is. Good old God the boxer. Yeah, I know. I made that face too. Believe me, it was. I don't eat much breakfast. I try to fast more in the. Some poor campers missing their kayak. It was a brand new kayak too, so I think it was stolen for sure. But it was a nice kayak. It was brand new, still, and you could look at it and tell it had literally never been used. It had probably never even been unfolded all the way. But it was an Arab kayak. Yeah, my wife wasn't happy about it when I got home, and she was like, "Why are you naked?" I was like, "Look. Stuff happens, man, when you're in the homeless camps. I'm not naked on purpose. Well, I'm not naked because I want to be. But I do have a nice Corona beach towel now. So, I mean, there are pluses to everything. I got a nice Corona beach towel and probably some kind of a communicable disease. Although I don't know if that was worth it to get a Corona beach towel. Anyway, we're on our way. We're going to be down at Central Market here very shortly, and there is apparently a lot of police activity where we're going, and we're just a couple of minutes away if traffic stays okay. So we're going to go see what's happening. Apparently they have a bunch of cops at Central Market, or right under on the highway by Central Market. So we're going to go check that out. Since the Austin police has stopped us from being able to listen to their radios, the absolute only way that I have to know where things are going. No, that towel went to the garbage, Butterfly. 100%. That towel went to the garbage. That towel's gone. And I even after I got out of the shower. I used bleach in the shower. Cleaning gear and trauma. So I bought a decontamination kit. I bought a couple of decontamination kits. They should be here by next week. And then I actually now have a change of clothes with me. That way I don't end up running around the city in the buff. I have a decent first aid kit. It's got a coagulant, it's for, like bleeders. It's got a tourniquet. It has the plastic strips for a sucking chest wound. I mean, it's a pretty decent med kit. It does well. I carry it with me. I started carrying it at the protest just because you never know how crazy it's going to get. I had to hose off outside very, very, very well. I did it in the garage, but because I have a little boy. I have two boys, but one is 11 and one is a toddler, and you know how they are. You know how toddlers are. They'll get into anything. So APD, so look, what happened, what APD did, so they used this excuse saying that they wanted to make sure that their operations were secure and nobody could hear them, right? And I understand that. They do absolutely need that ability. But the problem is they already had that ability before they encrypted all of their radios. They have channels called Critical 1, Critical 2, and Critical 3, and I think even Critical 4. Those 4 channels were encrypted. So when they were doing an operation like a search warrant, where the SWAT team was going out and making entry, where they had SWAT call-outs because some idiot had a gun, or when they're looking for somebody and they're chasing them through the woods, whatever, they would always move those operations to Crit 1 or Crit 2 or Crit 3. That's what they called them, Crit 1, Crit 2, and Crit 3. So they were already encrypted. And once they would move them to the critical channels, nobody could hear it anymore. But what they've done now is they've moved all radio traffic to encrypted. We have no access to it anymore. And we literally have to rely on the city to basically disseminate information to us. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't trust the government. I don't trust the city government. They've been caught doing a bunch of shady stuff in the past, and so they blocked us. And the absolute only way that I have to know what's going on in the city to do these reports is by you guys. When you're out and about and you see something, you see police activity, you see something happening, if I could get you guys, I've got a phone number on my profile. I'll actually put it into YouTube as well. But if you see something, shoot me a text, if you don't mind, or call me, whatever. Call me, shoot me a text, whatever you want to do. And then, so it's ridiculous what they've done, and it's really, really screwed. It's really screwed my business up big time. Be about that all. It's concerning. It is very concerning. It's look, we're taxpayers. We pay for those radios. We pay for salaries. I completely understand that they want to have secure radios that the criminals can't use. We're not criminals, and we have a need to know that information, but criminals can also listen and figure out what's happened. Thanks, Butterflies. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Thank you. But like I said, they already had encrypted channels for those kind of operations, and why they encrypted everything, us as citizens, we have a right to know. And the city government is not going to let us know what's happening until, they'll let us know what they want us to know, in other words. And it's infuriating. And I had a plan. I had a method of funding Dash, because we're demonetized pretty much across the board. Dashes. We're not making any ad revenue anymore, except on X. And so I was, looking at alternative ways to fund this. And, I had that all set up, but it was contingent upon reporting on the police incidents in this city. And sadly, since that's happened, since they've went encrypted, I have no way to report on the police incidents unless somebody lets me know what's happening. And it's infuriating. It's stressful. It's caused a lot of trouble. But we're going to work. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Come on, dude. Why are you driving so slow? We're about to pull up here at Ben White at the Central Market. We're going to see what's happening under here. I don't see any cops up there yet, though. Maynard Lawns and Services. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do just yet, other than just keep pushing on. I think, and I may be tooting my own horn here, but I believe that we are the only ones doing this kind of reporting in the city. You know, freelance, on the ground, gonzo journalism. I think we're absolutely the only ones doing it. Okay, well, there's Central Market. So Central Market is right over there. Interesting. If they're under... Dash stands for Documenting Austin Streets and Homelessness. Documenting Austin Streets and Homelessness. Do you know Cleo? Cleo does all... She's very much involved in Austin politics and Austin policy. Cleo and Matt McCoyak from Save Austin Now. Do y'all know them at all? Do y'all follow them on social media? Cleo's been around Austin for a while. She was also a law enforcement officer at one point. But anyway, back when I started doing all of this, let me get out from under these bridges. Back when I started doing all of this, come on, reconnect, man. Reconnect. Reconnect. There you go. Back when I started doing all of this, long time ago, or it actually wasn't that long ago, 2 years ago maybe, I was just a normal dude with a Twitter account, and I was shit posting Steve Adler, the mayor here, and I shit posted him like a champ. And I had I don't see any cops down here. I shit posted Adler like a champ, and my account name was Make Austin Safe Again, and it was a play on words, and I named it that just to shit post Steve Adler. And then this all started taking off kind of by accident, and Cleo messaged me, and she's like, hey, by the way, you're never gonna get anywhere with that name, with the name Keep Austin Safe Again. And so Cleo came up with the name Dash, actually. This was like 2 years ago. Cleo came up with that name, Documenting Austin Streets and Homeless. Cleo has been a friend for quite some time. Cleo and Matt both. Speaking of that, I'm going to talk about this. Let's see, it's 9:08. I think I can talk about it now. This next week, some folks have been asking me about doing a meetup where we can go out, talk to people. People can come say hi. I could meet meet you guys, and we can talk and strategize, whatever. And so next week, I believe it's on the 16th. We're going to be doing a meetup with Save Austin Now, and it's going to be 2 hours. It's going to be me, Michael Bullock from the Austin Police Department, and then Judge Glock from the Manhattan Institute, and I think another person, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we are each going to give kind of a talk for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna meet, and we're gonna shake hands, and we're gonna have conversation, and we're gonna have some drinks and some food, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be next week. I'm gonna be posting about it in a little while. I will post a link to the event, and if any of you guys want to come and say hi and hear about what's happening in the city, I really hope a lot of you guys come out. I love meeting you guys. Love talking to you guys. It's a lot of fun. So, I heard Randall's was sold to Kroger, and they're going to be shutting this location down.
Not eligible to be on class expired in 2001. SR suspension accident. No turns.
Okay, I see where it's at now. I went too far back up 71. Cool. I think it's going to be, Deborah, I believe you're up in like the Lakeway, Hudson Bend, up in that area out 620. I believe we're going to do it somewhere. There's a place, I can't remember the name of it, but it's around Lakeline Mall, I believe. It's a pretty big venue that we're going to do it at. We're expecting quite a few people, which is a lot of fun. Looking forward to meeting you, Deborah, seriously. We chat all the time, and it's always good to put, faces with names and conversations. But going to be a lot of people there, like-minded people. It's good to network. I was never a big believer in networking with people. And then when I started doing this, I very much understood. Let's see, Jollyville and Breaker. So that one shut down, huh? Anna, the Randalls at Jollyville and Breaker. Oh, that one, the one right there. Is that the one that's on 183 and Breaker? That big one there shut down, huh? That's crazy. They also shut the one down at William Cannon and Mopac. That is I think that's a Hobby Lobby now or something like that. But I heard this one. I'm sitting right now in the parking lot of the one here on Manshack and Ben White. And I heard this one's going to shut down as well. I heard Kroger bought these stores, and they're shutting them down, and or they're going to rebrand them maybe as a Kroger. I don't know. But I love Randall's. I love their meat. Across from the H-E-B. Yep. Man, I can't believe that was a big one, too. That was a big Randall's. Crazy. I met my wife. You want to hear something funny? I can't remember the road name. Hang on, let me tell you what Randall's I met my wife at. Hang on, because I met my wife at a Randall's. It was the Randall's at it was the Randall's at 2222 and Mopac. That one right there on Balcones Drive. That's where I met my wife. Met my wife at the Randall's. I always heard that like grocery stores were the best places to meet women. And I never believed it. But then I met my wife at a grocery store. Kid you not. Met my wife at a Randall's. At least that Randall's is still open. God, that seems like a long time ago now. Now we still live kind of close to a Randall's. The closest Randall's to us is up on Lake Lyon and Crystal Falls and Leander, and we still shop there. All right, we got to figure out what we're doing. Let's see. Surely I can't be the only one that met their significant other in a grocery store. I mean, surely not. Is that weird? How? So it was funny. She was trying to get groceries into her car and was struggling. And so I went over and helped her get her groceries in her car. And that's how we met. I was just trying to be nice. And I think it made an impression. It's not a very romantic story, but she had a big old bag of charcoal she was trying to get in the car. And she was struggling with it. And I helped her. And the rest is history. Is it odd to meet your significant other at a grocery store? Surely it's not that odd. Oh, you shop there. Well, there you go. See, we were at the side of the parking lot that's closest to Mopac. I'm telling you, being a gentleman works. I'm telling you right now, it does. All you got to do is be a nice guy and try to help people. And sometimes it makes an impression on people. Heck yeah, Zero. Let me help you load those groceries, baby. No, she was seriously struggling with those groceries. And so I was like, hey, can I help you with those? And we just got to talking. Exchange phone numbers right there in the parking lot. Yep. And the rest is history. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been in a lot of relationships in my life. A lot, I think, I'm 40 years old, and I think we've all, been in a lot of relationships at a certain point. But I'm going to tell you right now, my wife and I, we never argue. We never fight. It's so strange when you meet somebody that you kind of just exist with, and there's no animosity, there's no tension, there's none of that. And this is the only relationship I've ever had where there was, there's, these little petty arguments that couples get into. There was none of that. And, starting Dash has been extremely stressful. It's been extremely expensive, and we have sunk in the last 2 years. There is no telling what we've sunk into this business. And even then, when stress over money and stress over starting a business, none of that, never fight. And I am so thankful for that. They're cleaning out the homeless camp under Man Shack and Ben White. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate it. We have been very fortunate. I sadly cannot have children of my own. So not only was I born colorblind, I was also born not able to have kids. Man, I had a lot going against me, right? And so I was not able to have children of my own, and we were fortunate enough to be able to adopt 2 wonderful kids from Child Protective Services here in Texas. And it's great. These boys, my toddler, we go out to the lake and play. It's so much fun. But the thing is when you get into that system, into the the CPS system, whatever you want to call it, you'll see that how many children are out there that are in the foster care system waiting for someone to love them. And it breaks my heart, man. Knowing that, like, all these children want is for somebody to love them. My kids were dealt a bad hand by a crackhead mother. And my wife and I intend to make sure that they have every opportunity to succeed. They were dealt a very bad hand. My toddler, he just turned 4. He came home with us from the hospital. We picked him up from the hospital. When she was admitted to have him, they drug tested her, and she tested positive for PCP, methamphetamines, marijuana. I mean, you name it. She was on everything. And so we're still watching him and having him checked to make sure that the drugs didn't affect him in any way. Anyway, adults that can do that to a child, man. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Sorry, didn't mean to get deep on you guys. My apologies. But if you are thinking of adopting, and you're looking for the best place to adopt from, please think about CPS and the kids in the system that, there's a lot of them. A lot of deadbeat people out there that put themselves before their children. Well, that just ruined the mood today, didn't it? Alright, let's figure out what's happening in the city. There's nothing available. So, I want to tell you guys something, but then I don't want to talk out of turn. But I had an interesting phone call yesterday. I put out a message on X yesterday about I'm heading up to Dallas next weekend to do some filming. But the reason I'm heading up there is to also film a show, a primetime show. And I'll be able to talk more about that. It's the show is with a guy that you guys very much know a lot. I know you know him. I think pretty much everybody knows him. Excited to get to tell you guys about that. Sadly, in this business, man, it's there's a lot of secretive stuff. These things are in the works. We're talking about doing these shows, and you can't say anything. It's like the TV show that I'm working on right now. Oh, did I? Did I, Zero? Oh, well, don't. If you know what I'm talking about, don't say it. Don't say it. But like the TV show that I'm working on, in my contract with the production company, I cannot talk about the TV show publicly, like at what the TV show is about, until they give me the go-ahead to do it. Like, I'm contractually forbidden for talking about it publicly. And but then they come to me and they're like, hey, the next time you're on the news, why don't you start dropping some hints about the show? Like, next time, all the shows that you go on from here on out, don't talk about it, but just drop hints that stuff is happening. And it just kills me. It blows my mind how that works. It's like they don't want it in public, but then they kind of want you to talk about it because they want the publicity. But at the same time, they don't want you to talk about it because they don't want to give away the store. And it's such a tug of war with these people. I have never in my life worked in a more crazy business than working in media. And there's another thing with media that is very obvious when you jump into this business. It is petty. People are so petty about stuff. And it's not other creators like, Alex Rosen, Alex Stringer, the folks out at InfoWars. It's not those. Those are not the guys that I'm talking about. I'm talking about mainstream media, the corporate press. They are petty. And it kills me how petty and nitpicky they can get about stuff. I have literally no relationship with the corporate media anymore except for one person, and that's Nabil from KXAN. And other than that, I think I've pretty much been blacklisted from all of their whatever. And I'm okay with that. At this point, I don't need corporate media to keep this going. All they are is a bunch of it's crazy, the corporate media. I mean, what are you gonna do? And see, that's why they don't like people, like the boys out at InfoWars. It's because, they're talking about stuff that really matters to people. They're talking about, things that are important. And the mainstream media, they can't talk about that stuff. It's like they're forbidden from talking about that stuff. Last Friday night, filming out at InfoWars, talking to these guys, man, they're the most down-to-earth people. They are some of the nicest people you'll meet. Alex Jones is very personable. He very much believes in what he's doing and what he's talking about. Harrison is very cool. I love Harrison. Harrison was the first guy. So when I started doing this, Harrison Smith was one of the first hosts to give me a chance at all. And it was after I appeared on his show, and I was in the studio with him for a little over an hour. I was in there doing the show with him. And it's like things went from like a level growth. We were growing just a tiny bit to we were just started exploding. But now Rob out at InfoWars, Rob has his own show called Toxic Culture. I've known Rob for a long time, and Rob was basically a producer at InfoWars forever. He's been a producer out there for a long time. And now he's got his own show. And he is actually in Alex's old studio. The Toxic Culture studio is Alex's old studio. So, and from what Rob tells me, Alex still uses it on occasion. But it's a lot of fun out there. Very professional studio. Very top, just absolutely top-notch equipment. We're on 35 at Old Torf. 35 in Old Torf. And I don't understand myself. You know the hotel, what is it? Hotel Azul, whatever. It's that hotel right over there. Look at it. It is still just sitting there, just burnt. It's a burnt Hulk. I made more money off the videos of that than I have yet to make on anything when that thing burnt and the videos that I filmed there, I made more money off of those than I've made on any video so far. Did really well on those. Looks like they're getting ready to tear it down. Doesn't surprise me. Not surprising. Alright guys, we've been live for an hour. I'm going to end this for now. I'm not going anywhere. I've just got some work to do in the homeless camps today. I've got to call my guy DC Dave and see what he's up to and see if he's going to be out and about. But if anything interesting pops off, I will definitely go live.